Oh, yeah!
Welcome to Tavern Talk, a full spoiler live talk show based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. This is again, live show brought to you by The Way the Leaf. And I'm pleased to... my name is Ryan, and with me as always is B Dizzle, my brother Dan.
Yo.
Jansen Lashley Haynes, and Tavern, who is our special guest today.
Our top of the morning.
We are here we're here as a community service. Everyone is up in arms. Everyone is apoplectic with the news that's come out about one of the main actors in The Wheel of Time. We're here to speculate about the future of the show, give our theories about what might be happening, and, we're going to be honest, we're going to be real, we're going to be hopeful, because we all want this thing to survive, because this is our bread and butter, baby.
Well, no, Ryan. So I was giving this a little bit of thought, and if you allow me a good 20 seconds or so, I was giving this a little bit of thought, and
Is that why your shirt's off?
Ryan, I am bearing myself naked. Here,
Hey!
All right, there's my butt.
All right.
I like it. I don't like it that much.
I didn't show my privates. I showed my bum. That's YouTube friendly. So God damn it, guys! This series has been such a love of mine. This is like a big connector that Ryan and I have had since very I don't know. This defines a lot of things for me, and the show is there's a flippancy to it that really bothers me. And so I took off my shirt because I'm like, you know what, man, I'm showing it all. I'm frustrated. I don't like things, and I am here to talk about it tonight, Ryan.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate the candor.
Thank you.
I am here to give it a completely different perspective.
I think I'm with you, Jansen.
And I'm here to do
Good. Save me, because I am floundering in a rough sea right now, guys.
All right. Well, let's let everyone know what we are talking about here. We'll start off with this tweet.
Oh, are we showing tweet? Yes.
Gary from CR Rhythm War says, "It's so over. She has 2 movies, a 10-episode series, and now a play. And he is speculating that Moiraine will... Oh, my goodness. I'm not there.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Oh, there we go. It's so over. She has 2 movies, a 10-episode series, and now a play. What does that mean? This person thinks we will not see past season 3. And I think this has started the avalanche of concern.
The sky's falling.
And negativity.
Man, I wish... Oh, God.
So we're going to talk...
She's just signed on to a Netflix series in which she is not only starring, but also executive producing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what a big deal executive producer is. It seems like... I mean... I don't know. She's an executive producer of The Wheel of Time.
Listen, I was executive producer of a poop earlier. Means a whole lot of nothing. Yeah.
I mean,
it's a huge success. Big splash. It was
great.
Oh, shit.
Well, hold on. I'm going to look on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, Tavern's poop. Actually, it's getting a 7.2. That ain't bad.
That is not bad. That's not bad. It's a double gainer.
All right. So, Matt Stagger is saying that there's a book reason which she'll be off for quite a while. And my concern is that we had major changes to season 2 based pretty much on the fact that they had this amazing actress, Rosamund Pike. And they said, well, she doesn't do much in Great Hunt, so we just can't have her not doing much. So we needed to create some narratives for her to basically give her screen time. I have been under the impression since I've heard that there's no way that they would allow for Moiraine to get sucked into the doorway and get her soul riven apart for however many seasons. She's the star actress, and I don't believe in my heart that they would even allow that. We would be talking 1 or 2 or 3 entire seasons without her. That seems shocking. Without her and Lanfear, which are 2 fan favorites, that seems shocking.
Might I interject?
Uh-huh.
So we talked a little bit about this before the stream. This is almost a given that this was going to happen, right? Rafe did an interview before, I believe it was even before season 1 or right around the time of season 1, where he basically said one of the crew members was shocked and freaked out that one of the main characters dies at the end of season 3, right? They freaked the hell out. One, we've established the hatred between Lanfear and Moiraine in season 2. Book readers know where that leads. Matter of fact, I think they established more of a direct hatred between the two on the show than they did in the books.
Well, there's more direct contact.
Exactly.
Sure.
So it just makes sense.
They walked around the ways together.
I mean, it just makes sense that you get to this point at the end of episode or season 3, and she goes away for a couple of seasons.
But
right?
Here's my question, though, to Marin and Jansen. Can they spare her to not be there at all? This is a make or break episode. Go ahead, Jansen.
I just have one name today. Actually, 2 names. Sean Bean and Ned Stark.
Yep. Yeah, they bring. Listen,
All I have to say.
They brought her in wonderful. She did Moiraine, but I think she did her purpose. She's done her purpose for the beginning of the series. And 3 seasons of her pulls people in because it's her.
Yes.
Everybody
Sean
else keeps people there.
Thing. He did
Ryan,
yeah.
Ryan, if you can pull up that chart that was on that subreddit at some point.
Now, here's the biggest thing, and you can't even question this either, because there are people out there that could question that Sean Bean left it in the hands of people like Peter Dinklage and people like that who were fantastic actors. But that is also true here.
Yeah.
There are phenomenal actors in this production. And, we can say what we want as probably some of the biggest fans in the world of this genre. This show was not made for us.
You make a great point. And in fact, I read this week that Rafe had half of the writer's room filled with people who had not read the book.
Of course.
You have to adapt it.
What does that mean? Of course.
It means that there are over 5,000 people who have kids and homes that have to go to and get paid to work on something that has to be successful. And to be successful, that production needs to make money. Therefore, they are not making it for the very few book readers that have read it. They're making it for the people who have never read the books and who love the show.
I mean, but it also means that Sarah Nakamura is performing the yeoman's task of battling a wall of non-canon. And she apparently she was the last line of defense before Perrin was going to talk to bears.
So, listen,
because they're cooler.
Excuse me for a second, Jansen. Listen, bottom line is, we all love The Wheel of Time. We love the books.
Yes.
Right? They have to make that into something the non-book readers will love. And so therefore, it's an adaptation. It has to fit a TV format. Do I agree with all the changes? Absolutely not. Again, you've heard me say this on every stream I've been on. We got Hagrid Loyal, Barista Loyal. I'm kind of upset about it. Love the actor, love what he's doing, but goddamn, that look still pisses me off. Yeah, he's like a millennial freaking Ogier. But you have to fit the format that sells to people that aren't readers of the books. Not to mention that, yes, we have Rosamund Pike, who in our world, like, UK, America, she is world renowned, but they're bringing in class A level actors from around the world that are pulling in people from different parts of the world that we don't even see, or we don't really pay attention to.
Indeed. But what we are hearing, so we had asked Tom. Tom was not available. He's on a lot of the time here from Dragonmount. Dragonmount themselves had posted a plea to people to watch this season, because if the numbers are not good this season, there is no fourth season, according to this plea. I mean, all right, but hold on.
It is, Dan.
That's the same for any show, though.
I'm pulling that up. Here we go.
All right.
So, this Denise,
I'm
42.
I'll find it.
I am calling all the Wheel-Time fans, whether you are just fans of the books or fans of the TV show. When season 3 comes out next year, we really have to watch the TV show and keep the viewing figures up, or we will not get a 4th season. I know fans of the books don't really like the show, but if it's canceled, you won't get a better version of this story further down the line. Other companies won't do it. It's the only Wheel-Time you're going to get, so make the most of it and support the program, or you won't have any season 4. They will cancel it. That I wanted to talk extensively about.
Okay.
We were during season 1, I mean, maybe even before the drop of season 1, we knew that they were filming season 2. During season 2, we got word that they're filming season 3. Right now, there's no announcements, and they are saying that whether season 4 comes out will be based on numbers. Jansen, as our resident Hollywood actor, what does that tell you?
It tells me that they're on a very, very, very fine, very, very short leash.
Why?
And they're losing their main character for the entire season, if not 2 or 3. Yeah. Will we ever see Rosamund Pike as Moiraine again?
Only if it goes into another season.
Yeah, let me throw Lifeline Fool in here. Lifeline Fool, thank you. He is a member of our YouTube, Ryan. He has the green name. So
we got a member.
He has stars on his chest, and he has a halo around his head. So he says here,
Dan, I heard that his nipples are shaped like our faces.
His nipples actually have both
eyebrows
and mustaches.
I want a pic of that, or it didn't happen.
Rosamund Pike is crushing it as Moiraine. You were right. The story just needs to progress.
Listen to me.
You were right as well. I mean, so... And let's just say hi to Lightning Lance. What's up? Thanks for being here.
Go on, Jason.
Right, go. Just show stuff. Sorry,
so
guys.
many reasons why it's great for Moiraine to leave us. One, we know who they're bringing in as a light. That paycheck from Rosamund Pike is going to be going to her. They can't pay for 2 of those.
Yeah, no.
She's going to be the centerpiece. Elida is going to be the centerpiece of this next season. And I think that might be big enough of a draw. If you start bringing in the people from The Expanse and other people just to see her, you're going to get a bigger draw. And that's going to be great because people are going to love seeing her as the bad guy. They're going to love it because she's going to play it unbelievably.
Sure, but oh gosh, we only have 8 episodes though.
Exactly. So when Moiraine does come back, it makes it all that much more like meaningful. Like we're going to see Rand. We had the fantastic advantage of being able to see them grow over years and many books. This audience only has a fraction of that time.
Well, if they are allowed only a fraction of the time, it looks like seasons are about 2 years apart. So, I mean,
bottom line, listen, it's a really crappy format. I'm not a big fan of that format with the 8 episodes and then every 2 years. It's bullshit, right?
You know why I think they got only... I think that it wasn't a matter of them getting 8. I think that that's all they got.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think from the very beginning, and her letter says this too, I think from the very beginning of the start of this production, there was always that, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, there was even that with us. It was with everybody.
Yep.
All his ears.
People throwing down $100 million.
If it's not a good season, it won't happen, right?
But that's the same for any show. Okay, there have been amazing shows. One of my favorite shows of all time got one season, and that was Firefly, right? One freaking season, one of the best written shows I've ever seen in my life.
But people don't want asses in the seats, man. That's what makes this good.
Right.
And
so
Amazon, and I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, Amazon does everything by algorithm. If it doesn't meet certain metrics of sales or viewers or watchers, it gets freaking nixed.
And
right.
And I think that that's part of like what hurts my heart when we're talking about my favorite series, that it is getting like run through the corporate meat grinder. And I feel like that has been something that we've been grappling with as a show, as viewers. How do we even talk about it?
Since before it even came out. Right?
Without just railing, I mean, personally, I just want to rail and rail and rail, because that's a story of just modern corporate malfeasance in a way. Like they buy everything up, they own it, and if they don't do it right, no one gets it anymore. It's gone. It's theirs. And
but it's we also, and I hate to say this, a lot of people who are listening are probably going to hate me for saying this, but I don't care. You know, if you hate on something enough, everybody's going to start listening.
Yep.
And we have bagged, a lot of book readers have bagged this show so many times. You look on the internet, look everywhere. They are just railing on it, saying all kinds of things. And me as an actor, I hate that. Because I know how much time, money, and everything was put into this production. I know. And like, I know that when people do stuff like this, and they spend hours and hours a day, every day in the heat, during COVID, doing all these things that have deadlines that they have to make, and they have to hire people and make sure people are fed and make sure everything's running smoothly every single day.
Sure.
And
Making a show's hard.
Yeah, and then they hear people say that what they've done is shit. It's hard to go to work.
It's tough.
And it's hard to care sometimes. It's tough because it's like most people who watch TV, watch film, watch shows, they have no idea what goes into it. How
do we handle as fans of both the book and trying so hard to appreciate the show? How do we accept the hubris that is dumped on us from afar? The idea that people can buy and own a franchise that is beloved and just think that they know best. Hubris to me is the word that keeps coming up. Tell me if there's a better word.
Well,
there's not.
Was it hubris for Harriet to sell it?
It was, I think, hopeful.
Yeah.
I think it was respectful in trying to get her husband's story to a larger mass. The fact that it has been changed and adopted. She was the editor, man. She knows everything.
That's what I'm saying.
She didn't approve this stuff. She released control.
So that's what my point is. I still think Harriet has say in this.
Oh, I kind of died.
She does, and I still think that they did it with her blessing.
I'm gonna say this, and I see it. You know, everybody's like, "Oh well, they're straying away from this." Let's look at, for example, Fallout, right? Another Amazon show, phenomenal show. Does it
that had like 10 episodes, didn't it?
No,
it had 8.
It had 8.
Fuck.
Yeah, same format. But here's the thing: completely made up story, right?
Yeah.
With some tidbits of the lore from the games.
Correct.
Did people hate that? Nope.
Would have been great.
But here's the thing. We as a community, including myself, because as much as I love the show and I love the books, I harp on it. Like I said, there are changes that I don't freaking like. I don't like dwell on it and beat it to death, except for the Loyal thing. But as a fandom, not even as a fandom, as adults, we have to look at this and say, what we have on the written page does not fit in this hour of show, right? It just does not. In order to make it exactly like the books, man, they'd have to have like a 20-year freaking, 20 seasons and 10, 15 episodes a season, just even come close to it, and it still wouldn't do it justice. It's that simple.
I think there could have been a Lord of the Rings style version of the Wheel of Time, which we are not getting. We are getting not an abridged version. We are getting an altered universe version.
Okay, so
abridged is one thing.
Look at The Hobbit. So the Lord of the Rings movies, trilogies, I love them. The Hobbit movies, I enjoy them. But the Hobbit movies, man, there is some shit in there that was basically just bullshit.
Well, and it's not as good. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was good the first 5 seasons because they followed mostly the book.
Mostly.
And once the book ran out, it was a shit fucking dumpster. What?
So, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no, so I mean, again, Dan, I feel your energy, brother. I feel your energy.
Come
it's coming through. It's coming through.
All that cocaine is hitting right now, Ryan.
Okay.
Cocaine Puppet. That's a movie. That's a movie we need. Cocaine Puppet.
No, I mean, I don't know if it, I guess we could talk about whether or not the changes that the writing has done has affected the popularity. I'm not sure, though. That's all speculation.
Well,
Dan, hold on. It could be that, that Coke is, it could be that if we had like season 1 of Game of Thrones that was basically taking Eye of the World and just some parts you just can't get in there, but you basically, it looks and feels like Eye of the World. Would that have been more popular? I think you think it would be. I think so too, but I don't know. And no one knows because it's not happening.
But what doesn't feel like Wheel of Time about this show?
What do you mean? What doesn't it feel like? No, I'm saying my experience as a reader of Game of Thrones is I read the books and I loved them. And all of a sudden I heard, oh my God, they're coming out with a show. And then I watched it and the books came to life. And I wasn't upset that I knew what was going to happen. I was like, wow, they fucking nailed it. And I was excited for people who hadn't read the book. So I was like, there you go. That's the story. We have what I want to say is just high-end fan fiction. And that's fine. But that's the story of all of Hollywood now. And that's the story of all of how production is moving away from big cinema to streaming digital platforms that are, I don't believe, as committed to art as, say, the old school 80s and 90s blockbuster cinemas used to be. But that's another avenue to talk about. So there's a lot we can get into.
Jamie says it wouldn't have worked. They wouldn't have gotten a second season if they had just done it. I don't know if I agree with that, Jamie.
Listen, the first 3 books of the Wheel of Time are basically the prologue. They're the prologue of the entire
too.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't fit that. It's too huge. It's too huge.
Way too.
And that's not what she could have said that, but I don't know.
Here,
the closest thing we have in comparison. Sorry, Ryan.
No,
the closest thing we have in comparison right now to the Wheel of Time is Rings of Power. Right?
Yeah. And even that, they wanted 10 episodes and the Amazon nixed the last 2 and only gave them 8, which is amazing because that's their bread and butter stand, right?
But what I'm getting at is they're taking bits of a story and making it something new, because not all of it follows. But even with the Wheel of Time, all the major plot points in the books are being hit. We're hitting every major plot point. They're just tweaking it. I don't know what that noise is.
Well, let me ask you guys, and Ryan, again, if you can pull up that chart, I don't know if it's available, but it does show it shows the decline from season 1 to season 2, and the difference between Wheel of Time and. All right, so the adjusted Ring of Power season 1 versus season 2, and Wheel of Time season 1 and season 2.
Listen, of course, Ring of Power is going to draw more people. It's connected to Lord of the Rings. Who, aside from book readers, had ever heard of Wheel of Time?
Well, no, but I'm asking. My question is: does this format of one season every 2 years of 8 episodes? Is this ever going to succeed for this series?
Possibly, yes. And we owe that to things like TikTok and stuff like that keeps it in people's minds. It's definitely possible. It's working. I mean, it's working for other things. I mean, some things are going 4 years apart from each other. You know, like that's the way, the nature of things now. And unfortunately, I remember being a kid and hearing older people say it used to be different, better. And I always struggle with the fact that I'm becoming that guy. But progress and change always is going to happen. It's not going to stop, no matter how much we complain about it. They're going to do it, and they're going to do it for money. And I actually see the way that I think that the Wheel of Time needs to be done, which I hope that that's what they're still doing, is the main characters need to become who they're supposed to be a hell of a lot faster than the fantastic journey that we saw them go. That is one of the biggest things that we're not saying to each other, but that we miss because we loved it so much. And we also loved it so much that we were the ones telling people, you got to read this book. You got to read this book because it's awesome. And they're taking that away from us as well.
Jansen, how long? Oh, go ahead, Tavarin. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and Jansen's got a point, right? We want to see them become who they're supposed to be. I think toward the end of season 2, we were getting to that point. Rand was becoming the dragon. Egwene was becoming a freaking badass. Nynaeve is still in the wind. Perrin is still kind of in the wind. But then we see Matt, right, start becoming who he's supposed to become.
What's that?
A hero,
a past hero of the Horn.
Not only that,
hero of the Horn stuff. Now?
It's not even so much a past hero of the Horn. Somebody who believes in himself.
Yes,
because he was not believing in himself before. He now knows that he was somebody.
That's the secret arc that I always try to tell people that happened.
Yeah, and so
that Matt's gone.
The big issue. Another big issue that, again, Rings of Power, is the stranger. Everybody knows is Gandalf. Everybody hopes is Gandalf. But goddamn, they're freaking putting that carrot in front of the horse for way too long. They need to give Horsey a nibble because that shit's getting old. Right? And they know that. They need to freaking have some kind that needs to pay off quick, or they're gonna lose people. To go to your chart, though, and this is the last thing before I shut it for a minute. To go to your chart, I would love to see a chart that shows all fantasy shows. And I almost guarantee that every single one of them, including Game of Thrones, drops from season 1 to season 2. Right? Because Game of Thrones didn't really pick up steam, as in it dipped. It was okay at the beginning because you had the incest, you had all that stuff smack right in your face. And then for me, it dropped a little bit. And then season 3, season 4, it really kicked up, and then it became the monster that it became. Because nobody was talking about that shit until
that
season 4.
Could be, but I also don't know if they were given the ultimatum, like, we're not going to even greenlight season 3 or season 4 until we see how season 3 is.
Every show has that. Every show has that.
Well, I think a lot of them are greenlit beforehand so that they can start so that they can do this stuff without having to wait 3 years.
Well, here's the difference.
Right? I mean, it's only 8 goddamn episodes.
Right, but here's the difference between what we're used to from regular television, right, with the 22 episodes or whatever. They're filming in set locations, either on a set or in very specific, same, always kind of maybe in the same town or whatever. With these fantasy shows, they're traveling. They're going to bigger places, bigger sets. So it takes longer to film.
Not just that, too. They have to wait because they're going to be having gaps. When we come back to see the next episode of this series, time is going to have passed. They need to be able to have these people age,
grow, and age and grow. Right.
The next time we see Rand, at least if we see Rand in season 4, he's going to be a big guy with a half beard mustache. He's going to look way older.
Yeah, look at Harry Potter.
They have to have that contract.
By the time they got to movies 6, 7, and 8 on Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe had a beard. He had freaking chest hair growing out of his ears. It was ridiculous. That man looked like he was 40, and he was still in school, right?
Well, he still had that adorable, Rob from Happy or Talks voice.
Listen,
Hello, I'm Harry Potter.
Yeah. I love Daniel Radcliffe. I'm just going to preface this. Can we eat while we're on the show? Is that allowed?
Of course. Only the Joker.
Going to make you a little jealous.
Ooh.
What's that? Is that tiramisu?
Right. Triple bliss cheesecake. So
okay.
I knew it was
let me steer the conversation a little bit here. Jansen, you brought up, Brother Dan, you talked about that there is a 2-year gap between episodes, which if we're going to get 8 seasons, that means we're going to be well into 2035, 36 before it finishes, which is kind of mind-blowing. But
who do you think
you mentioned Dan, hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah,
I think Barron Trump. All right, go ahead.
I know. Am I Hillary Clinton? Are you walking behind me, looming?
Sorry.
All right, so no, can I turn off his mic? All right, so no, here we go. Is there? You mentioned, Jansen, that Twitter and TikTok keeps the show in the public perception, public mind, and that helps fill in these gaps. Someone in our chat mentioned that there's not much budget going on into advertising. Is there?
Well,
wait, hold on. Is there a flaw that we're seeing play out and relying on us content creators to keep the dream alive while they're not spending the money? And are we seeing that in the numbers?
Well, probably, but here's the thing. Nowadays, it's a little bit different because you don't have to spend as much advertising for certain things. If you are sitting in your office or in your bedroom or on the toilet and you put in Wheel of Time into TikTok, right? Just once. For the next 5 or 10 years, every now and then, you're going to see a little splurge, right? So you're going to remember. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that show's coming back. That's great. And when you have that many people doing it, a lot of people will be like, oh, God, this sucks. People, as much as people want to see great things, people also want to see a trend. And this is one of those instances where every single one of those people we see screaming about how bad the show is are going to watch season 3.
Let me ask you, if we weren't prior fans of the Wheel of Time, A, would you have watched this show, and B, would you like it right now?
I can't. It's hard to say that, having been someone who's read the books so extensively. But if I was my son or my daughter,
correct,
the show without reading it for the first time, yes, I would have liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Because
let me.
It has hot people, and they have magical powers, and people are dying, and there's monsters, and there's princesses, and there's the Dark One, and yeah.
I would have never watched it in the first place.
Listen,
to be honest.
Well, are you a genre of the fantasy shows? Like, do you watch Wix, on Netflix? Do you watch any of those magic shows on Netflix or any of those fantasy shows?
No.
But that can't. But I mean,
That's probably why you wouldn't watch it.
But I'm an old guy. Go ahead.
Not to sound like a, like I'm just trying to put your words back on you, but I kind of am. You also said that they are appealing to the broader world audience. So we can't, we're not niching down to fantasy fans. We're trying to get everyone who likes television to watch it.
I was talking to about B-Dizzle himself, right? When he was saying I wouldn't watch it. And so I was saying, now there's a huge, and I will generalize this to fantasy watchers. People that love the fantasy genre or the sci-fi genre will literally watch anything that is fantasy based or sci-fi based. I have watched the dumbest shows.
Oh yeah.
Just because they are, and have had a good time watching them, whether they were good or not.
Well, let me use this to take a shift. I agree wholeheartedly with Light Blind and Fool. I think that this should be animated.
See, I would say okay.
We saw the origins. The origins were awesome. That artistic style was amazing.
They're working on a prequel right now that's animated.
If it's in that style, I will watch it. Me, I can't watch anime like Eastern, however you want to call it, anime.
Yeah,
the art style drives me freaking bonkers.
Oh, the big eyes and stuff. Yeah,
it drives me nuts. I can't watch.
Was she specifically asking for anime or animated? I didn't read it.
I saw anime,
but just animated in general.
Yeah, animated in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, real quickly, guys. I prepared a clip.
Oh shit.
A famous YouTuber named Man Caring Thing. He recently came out with a video talking about the state of the industry. And I want to get your guys' opinions on what he has to say. And there's no sound. Oh, are we getting no sound?
No sound.
Damn it. I blew it. Never mind.
You have to do it, I think, in a window as opposed to the screen.
Okay, I'll work on that. But yeah, let me work on that. Keep going.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I can, if you want me to.
Yeah, vamp.
I mean, so the animated style, though, it seems like would be much cheaper, would be a niche that has shown success.
Yeah.
And would be able to actually expand and tell the story as we know it. Like, I'm hoping, that's what I have my fingers crossed, that we're going to get a true version just drawn and painted.
And that would be amazing. I mean, but even animated shows, right? There are some that I've watched, that I've tried to watch. Like there's one on Netflix called The Dragon Prince, or whatnot. Even that one, between seasons, is taking forever to come out. It's like ridiculous. I mean, look at Vox Machina, right? They have all of their stuff because they played the games. They're basically, their scripts are pretty much written. They're tweaking them a little bit for the animated show, but even their stuff takes a bit. So either way, you're still getting a gap between seasons. Nobody's going to give you like a Clone Wars type
no way
schedule where you have a ton of episodes for a ton of seasons that come in pretty regularly. They're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah,
right, but anime. Go ahead.
They filmed this entire season like it's one big movie.
Yeah.
Just like, they would film like Star Wars episode 1. Season 1 is like Star Wars.
So, like a part of me so Jansen, you may have more insight into this. Like I mentioned, just watched the director's cut of Lord of the Rings last night. We're going to watch the other two this week. Awesome. My wife hasn't really seen them, and I'm enjoying it. But from what I understand, they filmed all three of those at one time.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, they were filming, if I remember correctly, they were filming stuff for the third movie while they were still filming stuff for the first movie. Yeah.
Why isn't this common practice?
Because that's movies, right? And this is television.
And it's a Because
go ahead.
somebody else, like, there's new people coming on for next season or the next season. They're not going to be like, hey, I know you're on the show in season 4. Can you come film this? They're not going to do that. So,
they shoot it in seasons, and they have different locations where Lord of the Rings was primarily, I believe all of it was New Zealand.
I mean, yeah, and keep in mind they are doing flashbacks from other episodes right now. Even they've done it with T Grain and a couple of other people already.
All right, guys, can you see our mustachioed man?
Yeah.
All right, let me try this again.
I was about to say I do like the mustachio.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the whole video. I was like, God damn it, brush the left side of your mustache. It's uneven. All right, here we go.
Out of your face. Yeah.
Let me see if this works.
Ryan, you are a mustache connoisseur.
See how they fared. Wheel of Time
Are we hearing it?
Yeah.
Turn it up though,
Really
if
love
you
it,
can.
and it certainly got better in the
Oh,
second
you can.
season.
Right.
I have my own opinions if you've got an hour to spare. The problem with dissecting a TV show over something like a novel is that so many external factors go into the section.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Is it clumsy writing and a rushed pace, or did Amazon simply demand fewer episodes and crunch the budget? People underestimate how many useless executives just stand around and make dumb decisions all day. Yeah, Wheel of Time feels rushed. It looks like a CW show, and huge mistakes were made, but it generally captures the feel of the books. Generally. Then why didn't it reach that level of Game of Thrones? In Zach Barron's GQ article on the making of the show, he writes, for the first season of Thrones, HBO spent about $6 million an episode, a number that steadily climbed from there. Amazon and the Wheel of Time, they're starting at upward of a reported $10 million per episode. Simply put, expectations for fantasy have changed. This isn't the days of Merlin anymore. The budget is going to affect actors' locations. Each episode
Merlin was awesome.
As a result,
Fucking
we get
amazing.
shorter and shorter seasons. These are hefty books, and to put even one of these things into 8 episodes is pushing it. The result is rushed pace, convoluted plotting, and characters we don't have time to care about. Do you guys really think they'd give 14 seasons to cover this 14-book series? I'd be surprised if we got anything past 3. The Witch.
Okay.
It's 15 books, punk. 1.
It's 15.
Two.
Chump.
2. I resent the goddamn CW fucking bullshit. Because
Okay, yeah.
Wheel
Well,
of
that
Time is way
for-
better
well,
than
that
CW.
Let him
for-
have it. Let him talk, Dan.
Go, go ahead.
I'm just saying. Listen, he's got a lot of good points. Absolutely. But
I've
he
not
took
been
some-
in a
he-
forest that wimpy before.
listen, he took some jabs that were kind of bullshit, right?
Okay.
Whereas CW shows, yeah, it's a made up forest. These guys are actually in a fucking forest, right? There's way better quality to the filmography and the scene and the scenes and the locales in the Wheel of Time than a fucking CW show. So I take offense to that.
All right. They threw a lot of leaves down around pine
Just
trees.
saying.
Don't have leaves, but
Just
that's
saying.
fine.
I just want to know what are his
Yeah, what are his credentials?
It's just
Oh,
like
he's
you-
just a man who reads things.
okay, so
and carries
So he's,
things.
so he's basically us.
just a
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
Just a guy.
So let me go back to the animation just for a moment. It's some of the best storytelling I've ever seen has been from animated shows. I'll quote. I think Avatar: The Last Airbender was one of the best stories
Oh well,
that
yeah, if they
was
did
ever told. Same with
I mean, of course, if they did it like that, it'd be amazing. I mean,
right.
that'd be amazing.
How many
Full Metal
episodes?
Alchemist
How many
was a
episodes did
great-
have? Okay, but hold on. How many episodes were there per season of Avatar?
I would say there was probably 14 per season, so there's probably 40 episodes total.
So
45.
so they
No
had
movie.
more time.
Way more time.
Well, sure. No, so you're getting to my point is that this format, this structure is a train track that's going into a freaking brick wall. There is no future for it when you are condensing everything so tightly and then you're throwing in frivolous made up stuff. You're doing the whole saga of Steppen.
So all right. So to use your train analogy, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't get me wrong. I agree. I think the shortened, the 8 episodes, every couple of years coming out. I don't agree with it. I understand why it's 2 years. So I understand why it's happening. I don't like it though. So I agree with you there. So the train thing is, it's like you're on a bullet train as opposed to a regular train, and every station has an image that makes
Oh, sorry.
a story,
Thanks.
but you're going so fast that you're only catching every other station.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Uh-huh.
you're not,
I
you
hear
don't
that.
have time to embrace the story, to embrace the characters. I think they did an excellent job in season 2 with Egwene's character.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. So you guys are in agreement that
The format sucks.
the format sucks, but you're in agreement though that the quality from season 2 was way better than season 1.
Oh, hell
Yes.
100%.
I
Yes.
did not like the last episode actually one bit, but yes, overall,
What
it was
part
better
did you not like?
I didn't like that Moiraine could shoot fire at things. I didn't like that they got pushed out that at the boats. She should not have been able to attack those boats. I don't like that they got pushed out into a puddle and were completely dry without any reference to them drying off. I don't like you don't remember any of this?
Well, a puddle. No, yeah. They got pushed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing.
There was lots of things. I didn't like Loyal. I didn't like that he didn't open the way gate. Moiraine did. I mean, I guess these are nitpicky things, but god damn it. Why were they changed? Why?
Because
Why?
because of this, man. I'm telling you right now, the books told us how to open up a way gate over the course of chapters.
Oh, yeah, no shit. And then they totally took that out.
Over the course of so many things. They had to go through so many just to talk about the way gate, just to talk. It was a lot. That's a lot of money. A lot.
Right,
Why?
now-
What
but
is
wait, but now
Loyal's
think about it
point
this
at
way.
all? Go ahead.
Hold on. So think about it this way. What he just pointed out, right? About the Waygate. What looks better on the screen? Somebody cat weaving with some CGI to open the Waygate, or somebody walking up with a fucking pebble and putting it on the fucking door?
I think it would have been great.
No, it would have been.
I'm just saying.
The stone leaf animation might have been nice.
It would have been cool, but
it would have been expensive.
It would have given him a purpose. Right now, he is just ways in the
oh
ways.
no. Loyal has
Ryan,
been
that's good.
the moment that he uttered the words, "Oh, Moiraine and Lan are already going. We should catch up. We Ogier are not known for our speed." I wanted to punch the screen.
Yeah, they can run as fast as horses and run as long as a horse can run. I know.
I wanted, but I know why they did it, because the actor is in these fucking shoes that he can barely walk in.
Yes.
So you're not going to get him running.
So we only have 8 episodes. We have weird things that are changed and added, in my opinion, that don't drive the story plot. Again, let me ask: is this format destined to doom like I think it is? Could we ever finish this story in this format?
In 2036.
I'm going to give you an answer that you're not going to like.
Okay.
Yes. And I'll say why. Because the format has been around long enough that that's what we, the viewers, the general viewer, is getting accustomed to. And so therefore, we in the end may not like it, but we'll be used to it because we are being trained to accept this format. And if we want to see it to the end, we're just going to have to freaking accept it, because that's how it's going to be.
She's right.
And it sucks.
We're not getting anything else.
Yeah, we're not getting anything else.
Simple as that.
I don't care how many petitions or how much bitching and moaning happens online. This is what we're getting. So we're either on board
or we're not,
and love the story that we're getting, or you can bitch about it and just move on.
But doesn't that kind of feel like a little kick to the nuts? Not like
it
a
is,
severe, but like a
100%.
like a little jostle. I mean, I'm naked, for crying out loud.
And nutless. You are nutless.
No, Ryan. They're
all right. Hold on
a second.
Okay.
Like a turtle.
For the avid comic
Like
book
a
reader.
cat's claws.
All right. So for the avid comic book reader, and I mean the ones that can tell you what freaking page something happened in a Spider-Man comic book, whatever, right? The ones that really are into it, like we are into the Wheel of Time. How do you think they feel about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just butchering storylines, decades-long storylines into a fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go ahead, Jansen.
And
I love Marvel, by the way.
I am quite possibly one of those people you're talking about.
Yeah, do it, Jay.
Do it.
Oh, look
Look
at this
at
production
you.
value.
Hey, Ryan, zoom in. I'll zoom
Got
in.
it.
Hold on.
Astonisher? Is that what that says? Astonish? Oh.
X-Men.
Well, it's the Hulk. I see it.
I can't read it.
Nice. I love it.
That, by the way, that's X-Men number 17 up there.
That's fucking
The
sexy.
best.
Yeah.
You know, so someone came to me and said this about Marvel. And you know, they're not butchering the stories. All those, they've written so many.
Okay, so not butchering, I might have been a bad word, but they mix a lot of things
They definitely mix.
Yeah,
But
they mix a lot of stuff.
You're never, ever, ever going to get the exact same thing on production, man.
Exactly.
You're never. Like, I really, really highly doubt they're bringing, and this is sad to me, but you're not going to, I don't think you'd see the Golem or anything like that. I think it's too expensive. But
I don't even think we're going to see the Gray Man.
Like,
we had.
I think if we can get to just before the Lord of Chaos and be pretty much, you know, around the area, everybody's in position to where they were. I think that they can get back to the books, closer to the books, because this is all, they have to age them up quickly. They can't go through the journey we saw. They're never going to do that, and that's the biggest problem. People hate that. They hate it because the reason we love these books is because of the journey. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. But they have to get Matt, Piran, Egwene, Nynaeve, and Elaine, and Rand, of course, to where they were, so they can finish the book with a huge crescendo. Because every ending season has to have that huge crescendo. And I know a lot of people didn't like having all that there. But I personally know people who loved the ending of season 2.
I loved it, and the only thing that bothered me was the CGI dragon left a little bit too. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of how they did it. The lines on the edges were way too straight for me. If it's a fucking dragon made out of fire, there should be no straight lines.
Well, Tamarin, but take aside the production value, you're fine with the prophesized dragon blazed in the sky was created by Moiraine?
I literally called that's what they were going to do on the show from the get-go, because there was no way that they were going to get a fight in the sky. My only thought was, if they were going to pull that off, it would have to be some kind of projector from one of their freaking boxes from the Age of Legends that projected the fight onto the sky, but the fight itself was never going to take place in the sky.
Oh, no, it could have been very easily done. It could have been done and just with Rand and so-and-so just in some weird room.
If
and
they
then had a view of people seeing ghostly freaking lightning.
If they didn't do the Tarwin Gap fight properly, we were not going to get that.
No, Tarwin Gap was abominable.
And there was no way in hell we were going to. I mean, the fact that they went with a CGI dragon in the sky was impressive enough, because I honestly thought that they were just going to unfurl the flag at the top of that tower.
But you also see what they did doing that. They did that for a reason. And the reason why they did that was because, and this is going to be a big change from the books. In the books, the very first country nation that Rand got was when they showed the dragons. Do you remember how they showed the townspeople and all the people on Tolman Head looking to Rand with awe? They showed Avienda and they saying the Karakar.
Yeah,
this is what happened in Tyr. So this is the first nation that Rand is going to have behind him when they start season 3. People don't realize that, but he's going to have people behind him already.
This is going to be
Yeah, he's going. I mean, they're aging these people up very quickly. He's going to be a powerful man already right now.
When in the books, when they talk about the paintings that went out of Rand fighting Balsamon in the sky, right? Even Pedro friggin' got a hold of one. That's the momentum that they built with that scene at the end of season 2. Because now, rather than seeing the paintings, which we may see, but we may see a tower with the people on top of it and the dragon, as opposed to the fight in the sky, it's going to be word of mouth. Just like we got the glimpse, you know, the big thing with the heroes or the hunters for the horn that we got in the books. We got a glimpse of that in this season. And they made the, as grand a thing as it was in the books, they were able in one scene, for me, to encompass the grandeur of that with people getting a fucking horn tattooed, like freaking just branded into their skin.
I thought that was great.
It was great. And they showed a Gleeman doing a Gleeman's thing as opposed from Tom,
and they didn't
what we expected.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. So that was, you take that same emotion and put it into something else, right? Just to show. And it's granted, is it what do they call it? Just giving the fans, their little
nuggets.
Fucking absolutely. Yeah. And I ate that shit up.
Battle of the Two Rivers, I think it takes place in one episode.
Hey, James, thank you.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think next season, one, we continue Rand because we know that, Rand is the dragon and we have to continue that story. This season was Egwene. I'm honestly going to tell you that I think next season is going to be Perrin and Nynaeve's turn. And we will not see Matt fully come into Matt until 5.
Episode 5.
Ooh, this to me is a bold move because to me, Matt, Donald Flynn, is becoming like the next big star. I think even more than Josha.
I like him.
I love him
a lot.
And so I see him being heavily utilized in the first 2 episodes just because it's Donald Flynn.
Absolutely about the Battle of the Two Rivers.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, because Perrin's got to go to the Two Rivers. Yeah.
Everyone's going to be scared and running from the ocean, from Toman Head. That's the influx you're going to get of all the new people into the Two Rivers. Perrin's going to be coming with them, and Perrin's also going to tell Tam immediately that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. There's not going to be any of this, I'm not going to tell him or any of that. Everyone's going to know. Remember how much information the Two Rivers already had. They weren't the same place.
They had an influx of people, right? It was a whole different.
Yeah, people knew about them. They knew about trade. They knew about all kinds of things that were happening outside. So they're going to hear that Randall Thor is the Dragon Reborn.
Will Tam be of a significant figure? Will we get to see Tam?
After the Battle of the Two Rivers, I think Tam will want to immediately go to Rand.
And I don't even think because it's Tam. I think it's because of the actor who's playing Tam.
Well, I was so shocked that he got so little time. And then during the last, I believe, JordanCon, we were given some deleted scenes. And one of them was an amazing scene with Tam and Egwene.
Crying to Egwene. Take care of my boy.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm loving this discussion. It seems like people are enjoying it too. Dan, how is the intervention going for you?
They took away all my clothes, right?
He's probably listen, and just for people out there who saw a little bit too much, it's cold in that house. Trying to help you out. Trying to help you out. It's cold in that house. That's
yes or no? Season 4, Taverin.
Yeah.
Jansen.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me bring to mind the fact that Guy Roberts, who plays Uno, was at WatCon this past year in
everywhere.
Columbus, Ohio. And he was on stage and he confirmed season 4 filming has begun. And he said, not season 3, season 4, and everyone went woo. And then I think he walked this back, and
He did.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, please talk to me.
Because I think when they were filming season 3,
Yeah.
they had a bunch of different time to make some outtakes for future seasons, and they well. And I think that's what he's referring to. And I think because he did that, he's spilled the beans on that a little bit, and then
if they're being smart and they have to go back to certain locations, they film them while they're there.
Absolutely. Why wait?
Why spend the money?
Yeah. But that does not necessarily equivalate to actually getting the season, though. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's like a story, but almost a non-story, because they could have been doing some season 4.
I think
I think could easily shelf it.
The end of season 2, I think a lot of people were pretty happy with it, except for naked people. But a lot of people were pretty happy with it. It built a lot of buzz, and I think season 3 is going to see an uptick. Again, not every we can never compare the Wheel of Time with the Lord of the Rings, any kind of Lord of the Rings franchise, because Lord of the Rings is a bigger title, and by bigger I mean it's more well known around the world, right? Wheel of Time's got a huge fan base around the world, but not as big as Lord of the Rings. So Rings of Power was already bringing those fans into it, period. And they still saw a drop.
Can I say something too? And
yes.
This is going to I want people to think about what I'm saying right now.
I always do.
A writer, if I was a producer and I had Rafe Judkins' position 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I had somebody say to me that you have 10 episodes for this, and you have $15 to $20 million per episode, and you can make this exactly 100% like the book. Do you know what I would say?
Nope.
Please let someone else do this. I don't want to have any part of it.
100%.
Do you want to know why? Well, the first reason is because people like us who could never keep their mouths shut, or could never, let new people have the, experience that we had ourselves, would tell everybody what was going to happen. They would. Right now, they have us even on watching because we want to see what's going to happen. That is why I'm an actor. Yep. I don't want to be an actor for a reason to show somebody that they already know what they're going to see.
Yep, exactly. Word for word, right.
I don't want to be that guy. I never would ever want to do that.
Have you ever done Shakespeare?
Yes.
That's a different...
I mean, isn't that the exact opposite of what you're saying then?
No. You know why? Because 99% of the people coming to see me have no idea what they're going to see, and there's nobody that's going to tell them what's going to happen.
But you're saying lines that have been said for 500 years.
Totally. But I know that no one's going to know what I just said was going to happen.
Not only that, there are no two Shakespeare plays that are the same.
Yeah, and Shakespeare is like a song.
Yeah.
Every time you go to a concert, that song, you hear it differently. But you know what you see.
Yeah, I mean, that's
it's like a different situation. This is sci-fi. This is something that they're trying to bring out. This isn't, this isn't Shakespeare, which I love. It's not Cyrano de Bergerac, which I love. But we know what those classics are. We're going to see them because they're classics.
Right. Yeah. But the fact that we know them is because they've been recreated exactly as they're supposed to be. And then you can branch off it. You can have Shakespeare in Love with Leo DiCaprio and whatnot. You can have, gay Romeo and Juliet. You can have all kinds of variations.
Totally.
Once you have the regular done,
First time they ever wrote anything from Shakespeare, first time he ever wrote it, he wrote it as a screenplay, not a book or a novel.
Yeah.
He didn't write. He wrote it to be showed, and they didn't have.
It was a play,
and they didn't have cameras and those things back then. But if they did, he would have used them. He would have done all those things. Shakespeare alive today would be creaming in his pants.
Yep.
Have
And
this-
all the
Right.
tools that he could use to do whatever he
Does he
wanted to
be
do.
like a Harvey Weinstein guy, right?
Would you say the cream would be exuant?
me.
His penis.
So let's dive a little bit into season 3. So we know that Rosamund Pike herself is pretty busy coming up. So we assume that she is going to follow the path of Moiraine to a certain degree, right?
Absolutely.
Moiraine, as we know it, got
season
pushed
3, yes.
into the red twisted doorway into the Eilfin.
I don't think she got pushed. I think she was the pushy.
Oh, she did the pushing. So they went in and burnt up. They were channeling. Are we going to see this? And does that mean that we are going to have a Tower of Genji and shit like that? Or is it going to be completely fucking different because Janie in accounting says that we can't do this?
Well, we have to consider who we've heard that we're going to see in season 3.
Yeah.
We've heard that we're going to see the Sea Folk.
Mhm.
We've heard that we're pretty sure we're going to see the Aiel.
Yeah, a lot of it's supposed to be about the Aiel.
Now, if we're going to see the Aiel, we're going to see some kind of magical doorway,
Meridian,
some of those things, and we have to assume that from those things some things are gonna come to fruition, like why they're wise, why the wise ones are wise, and things like that. And I actually think the wise ones are not wise, but that's for another.
The mediocre ones.
Yeah.
I agree with Jansen. I think that they're called wise ones because they went through the doorway in Meridian.
Yeah.
But that does not make them wise. They just know where they came from.
Yeah.
And so people respect that.
Yeah. Good.
Mhm.
I do think that there is a difference between a dream walker and a dreamer too.
Yeah.
So
Lonnie says we're going to see Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah, that's confirmed. There's actually an episode titled Tel'aran'rhiod. Let me go find it. We have all the episode titles.
I was about to say,
3.
I think that everything that we've seen so far is Tel'aran'rhiod. I think in the show they're all going to combine everything, like the pocket area where freaking Swan and Moiraine were in, where the wolves communicate. All of that is in the show is going to be one place
where Moiraine gets lost.
I think that when she goes through the door, I think she may end up in there. I think that because it would be too much money to create multiple dimensions for them to be in.
Yeah.
Jansen, do you agree? You think Moiraine is going if there are Eilfin and Eilfin, they will be a part of Tel'aran'rhiod?
Well, we do know, even in the books, even in like the canon books, people can get trapped in Tel'aran'rhiod. Vale got caught trapped there twice at least. So we know that can happen, and it would be a huge way to save money, to keep some cohesion to the story, to keep cohesion with every character, even like especially with Piran's usage of it, and the fact that it's even something like that can be used in so many ways. Like even the fact that Matt can't use that can be used in a different way. Like people saying, Matt, you're doing something stupid, and he's sitting there obliviously rolling the dice. There's so many things that they can do.
We haven't even seen Matt's
and
dice.
There's canon. There's canon for it because Perrin has run into people in the dream. Rand, we saw it in season 2. Lanfear took him to Egwene when in the dream, and they communicated to an extent.
Season 1 even ran into the dream with Ishmael, like in season 1.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
All right, so guys, here are through Watch series, the ultimate source.
Oh, the sneakies of sneakers.
Here are episode titles that are not in any particular order. We have Race the Shadow.
Okay, there's our first 2 episodes that Jansen mentioned.
Yep.
Well, these are not in it's specifically saying we don't know what order. Right here it says not in order.
Okay, well, I think they're in order, but whatever.
Dates in order.
We have A Question of Crimson, He Who Comes with the Dawn, Hubba, Seeds of Shadow, Tel'aran'rhiod, The Road to the Spear, and The Shadow in the Night.
Shadow in the Night.
All right, what does that tell you guys? Let's speculate.
The Roach and Spear.
That tells me no golden bull. That tells me that let's see, with Seeds of Shadow, that's at least around the time when Kadir and
Oh yeah.
Kadir shows up with Kylie.
Yeah. In the waist.
The
Jason.
word shadow is in 3 of the 8 word titles.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the big bad, right? The shadow.
Yeah. Golden Eyes is obviously so. To race the shadow, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. At least it matches up with the books.
Yeah.
The beginning, the first episode is obviously going to be about Rand and him and the mission that he's going to give himself. That's going to, trickle down through the whole book. So Golden Eyes is obviously, like I said, the Battle of the Two Rivers is going to be 1 episode.
Well, To Race the Shadow is actually open-ended to many things, right? Because Fane in the books heads for the Two Rivers with the White Cloaks. We see him running away from Matt in season 2, which is how he can ingrain and get in with the White Cloaks now that they're pissed off at Perrin. So To Race the Shadow could be several things: Rand following his track and Perrin hauling ass to the Two Rivers.
Because Pat is following him too there.
Yeah.
And
Golden Eyes, like you said, continue. Yeah.
These actors, they've signed on. They're not going to kill him off quickly unless.
Yeah.
So Matt Stagger says Matt does use the name Lord Crimson, which I don't remember, but yeah, that's. I trust Matt Stagger.
I can tell you exactly when. Matt used the name Lord Crimson when him and Perrin were having a mug of ale at the Happy Farm, I think it was. And Grady walks in and says, "My lord, remember she said that you can't. You have to come back and soon." And then Matt says to Perrin, "You see, that's why I left my wife in a different country." And Grady looks at him all pissed off and walks off. Then Matt tells Perrin about the Ilfin and the Elfin and Moiraine. And when she comes in, and she not only does she call Matt Lord Crimson, she calls Perrin Master Golden.
I hate it when you do this because, one, it astounds me that you memorize this shit, but it also makes me feel like I'm lacking and I'm a shitty freaking Wheel of Time fan for not knowing these things. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah. We all like pale and standing on the shoulders of giants makes you small.
Fucking Jansen.
All right, so Teleranriad, what do you think? Why would we have a whole episode called Teleranriad? Like, what do you think's going to take place in that?
I think that we're going to get the whole shebang of Teleranriad in 1 episode. We're going to find out
Egwene?
Things and hints that we're going to, because we're going to meet the Dreamwalkers. Egwene's going to manifest the power to do that.
Yep.
And
maybe Ridian.
Also, Perrin is going to also start learning how to use.
Oh, you think this is going to be the connecting episode for everybody to touch it?
Because I also think this. I don't think Elias is going to join up with Perrin all the way until the Shido take Fail, which probably isn't going to happen. No. I think Elias joins up with Perrin in the Battle of the Two Rivers.
Do you think Egwene is going to travel with Rand to the waste?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Well, there was that whole thing where she said she wasn't strong enough to save Rand because when she thought he was dead. And I think they're going to play on that a little longer.
Yeah, but they also have to do something else, though, and this is...
No, they have to, but I think they're just going to play on it a little longer.
Yeah, they have to have the breakup. They have to have the definitive breakup.
So is Uno going to be the... Is Uno going to be the guide? No Brigitte, no Hopper?
Oh, that would suck.
I believe that, yeah.
What's up with this shield, Tavarin? What's up with the Uno shield? Is that
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no fucking clue what the hell's going on with that shield. Of course you do. Go ahead, Jansen.
I believe that Perrin is going to use that shield in his smith and turn it into something else.
Into the hammer?
Yep.
Or the Oh, that'd be pretty sweet.
Just smelt it.
Oh, why would he do that? Oh, no way. I'm saying no way. I'm throwing all my chips on no way.
I'm actually listen. Aside from the shield, which I like that idea, I'm still kind of upset that they mentioned Brigitte with the doll and the little girl, but when we get the freaking heroes of the horn and they show up, we get what almost looked like a mannequin Brigitte, and I was like,
right.
Unless they're gonna keep bring her back, or they bring her in as somebody else,
I think they're gonna
suck.
Now,
do you think they're gonna replace her?
Remember the Mountain from the Game of Thrones? He was played by like 3 different people.
Yeah. I mean, I think that maybe when she comes out of Tel'aran'rhiod, they can switch her.
Absolutely, I definitely.
And that I but still, they did too much of a close up on her in that freaking battle, and it would really fuck people up, I think.
And Tamarin, Matt could have thrown such a bone to us if he was like, Eagle Eye Rogish, Brigitte, Archer Hawkwing. You know, if he had just named a couple of them, they were just all just.
But here's the thing: in the long run, right? From a TV show perspective,
and they didn't.
We're never gonna see these people again.
Wow.
So why even name
no
them?
Brigitte? Yeah, I mean,
they might bring Brigitte, but like I said, they might swap her out. Hopefully, we get Brigitte, because if we don't, man, that's gonna suck. These people are just background folks.
I think we have.
All right, hey brother Dan, maybe this will help you feel better as the intervention continues. I did a poll, we had 20 votes, and I asked if we're going to get season 4, and 90% said we are getting season 4. So you should go to sleep feeling good about that.
You know what? You know what?
Dan.
You go to a Christian church and ask if there's a God. 90% of them are going to say,
"Oh,
yes.
damn." He's not wrong.
All right. You know what? Hope springs eternal. I appreciate you guys so much.
I talked to this person from a Christian church the other day, and they told me, well, there's 5,112 religions in the world. Don't worry. Yours is the
Well, I got one even better for you,
10.
Jansen. I got one even better for you. You said there's 5,000 different religions. That's awesome. Christianity being one of them, correct? How many versions of Christianity are there?
1,000.
So many.
Over 20,000.
Yeah.
So
I just made one right
now. They can't even make up their own. Sorry, didn't mean to bring that up. Continue. Sorry.
Nobody.
All right, I put up a new poll, everyone. I'm asking if we're gonna get all 8 seasons, and I'm gonna ask.
No, you said. Well, you said 8 episodes, sir. I'm looking at the poll.
Did I do that?
Yes.
God damn it.
We're not gonna get all 8. No way.
We're not getting all 8 episodes. They're gonna get this episode 6 and say, "Fuck."
All right,
we're done.
Not unless something crazy happens.
Thank you, Live Lion Pool, and let me say, happy belated birthday, my man. We only get one truly special day a year, and that's your birthday. So I hope you had a great one.
Right.
So, Jansen, you were saying what? We're not going to get what?
How long did it take for us to go from episode 4 to episode 1 in Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was successful.
Yeah, it was. It was.
So it's.
I think it was really at first. I mean, the first numbers were okay. But I mean, Star Trek, the first season, it only lasted 3. It was canceled.
Yeah.
Nobody liked it. Until Lucille Ball saw something in it. If it wasn't for Lucy, we wouldn't even have it.
Absolutely.
Wait, what is this story? How is Lucille Ball connected? No, I know Dick.
Not only that, but she was responsible for fucking the Twilight Zone.
Yes, it was. They were both Desilu Productions.
Yeah. She saw the potential in both those shows.
Yeah. Like, They had shelved Star Trek because they thought it was too diverse. They thought it had too many going. And Lucy said, "I like it. I want to."
Didn't they get in trouble for having like an interracial kiss? Hey, brother Dan, can you give me your best Lucille Ball pitching Star Trek?
Dear Jesus,
Jerry, it's so good to see you. Listen, I got my friend, my other friend here. Hey, he lives on my street. Can you toss him a couple bones? Hey, can I bum a cigarette? Thank you.
Okay.
You know, I didn't see you at me and Ricky's key party the other day.
She was a powerful lady.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
Sounds like Joey Tribbiani's agent on Friends. Is what he sounds.
You sound like you're selling hot dogs in New York.
Powerhouse.
No, I'm Lucille Ball, and like in her 70s when she had like throat cancer.
Our house.
Oh dear Jesus,
dude! She not only did she, but you forget Lucille Ball was in one of the biggest, most, you know, she was in a huge biracial relationship.
Yeah,
with a Cuban. That was unheard of.
He was the first guy with a true accent,
yes,
a foreign accent on television. Besides,
My house on the couch is for hire, senora. For just as long as you desire, señorita. Come on and ride. Forget la mañana and come to Havana with me.
Oh, you know, I feel like
that's from Eddie Murphy. I stole that from Eddie Murphy, but whatever.
Tavares, he like I will still come home
Cuban.
sometimes. I'll walk in the door and say, "Lucy, I'm home."
Listen, I had to get rid of the accent because the wife didn't appreciate my romantic side. I am Cuban by heritage, and I can bring on the accent if I really want to, but
it comes out during love making.
It's like, yeah, it sounds something like, no, stop, not there, stop it.
Mas.
I said only one finger.
Okay, so this is interesting. Hey guys, we have a new poll out asking about all 8 seasons. I think people. Let's. I'm going to end this poll and let's talk about it.
Ooh,
59% said we are not going to get all 8 seasons.
No, I mean, I think if anything, they can finish it in 6.
Okay. I guess I should ask: are we going to get a completed?
Are we going to get
narrative?
Are the Shanshin gone?
Are we going to get our happy ending?
Are the Shanshin gone? Did that wipe them away?
Ooh, good question.
Okay, so I think they established that there were enough Shanshin on land, right? They had taken over the town. And what was taken out were really the Damane. But we did see Sarath and her truth speaker jump off the ship. So I do believe the Shanshin will still be in the show. I don't know about season 3.
There's no way the Shanshin are not going to be in it.
Yeah, we got to get Tuan. Yeah.
Well, I guess that was my question. Is the Matt and Tuan thing going to happen?
Yes.
Why? I mean, seriously, if we're almost halfway, if we're a quarter of the way through.
Because they're not thinking about that show. Here's what's going to happen. If they get greenlighted for another episode, what happens is the entire set is so stoked that they actually have work for another year, that they're all popping champagne and they're happy and they're like, let's get to work. And then the process starts. Because if they actually make it to Tuan, that's a whole nother season with new cast, new crew, new everything.
But Jansen, we're gonna have black bad guys.
We have one now.
But
we have one now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Are we gonna have just a bunch of? So we have Thane. We had High Lord Turok. Are we gonna have on screen more black bad guys against the white?
We have. Well, hold on. We also have Ishamael. We have Lanfear. We have freaking Mahedian. So it's not just black bad guys. There's a ton of bad guys in this show.
You're right. No, it was
some of them happen to be black.
You are right. You are right.
Some of them even look like. We don't even know who some of the Forsaken are that are loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, no. I'm trying to think through this fucked up Amazon lens. I'm not thinking through my lens. I'm thinking through like, all right, so we are this person that is doing algorithmic shit. Do we want our main, the guy who's who's, he's a main character. He's a very important actor. And now he's like, when we look at our things, he rates high. Do we want him with a slaver? Do we want him part of the bad guys? Or are we just going to change all that? Are we just going to ignore all that?
They don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're caring about when I say, they're following a formula or they're following their algorithm, I'm saying that if you look at, and I said this on another stream, Fallout, right? And Wheel of Time and Rings of Power, and you play them simultaneously on 3 screens, there will be certain beats that hit at the exact same time, almost, or close enough, on every single show across the season, because the algorithm is really more about when to hit the audience with a cliffhanger, when to freaking give them something to love, when to give them something to hate. And it's a format. It's almost like the hero's journey, right? It is the hero's journey.
If you bring up those chapters again, I can show you the Christianity every time.
Yeah.
So you got To Race the Shadow, then you got Golden Eyes.
These aren't in order, but yes.
One of those big ones that people are going to see because Karen becomes somebody new. You know what? In fact, He Who Comes to the Dawn is going to be the biggest episode, the biggest one of the season until the end.
Mm-hmm.
He Who Comes to the Dawn is going to be a whole new thing.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole Karakarn thing. Yeah, yeah. He Who Comes to the Dawn. Yeah, 100%. And that actually
is going to be a total information show.
Ooh.
Yeah, are we getting guys? So are we getting Ruidian?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Are we getting Ruidian that episode?
I believe we'll get Ruidian, but I'm telling you right now, that episode is going to be not only the what's going to build for the whole tension for the end of the season, but it's going to be a complete information overload. You're going to find you're going to know so much history and so much stuff in this episode. And then, the Shadow at Night is going to be the cliffhanger that's going to leave you wanting to know what happened. Where do you think He Who Comes with the Dawn is going to be? What episode? Comes with the Dawn is when he when he meets the Aiel, the wise ones.
I think that's going to be toward the beginning of the season, because I think Avienda and them are the ones that are going to let him know that he is He Who Comes with the Dawn, or at least tell the story of that when they meet him. They've already seen him at the end of season 2, and they're like, "Oh, Karakarn."
So I just got one question though.
Yeah.
You keep saying that these are random. Why are the dates in order?
These are the dates they were published on the
website.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because if you see, there's like the last 4 are all the same date.
Some are the same date, but
I think it's when the scripts are pushed, or the titles are pushed and put online. That's all it is. It's when it's like when you create a document or whatever.
So if that's the case, I could see He Who Comes with the Dawn being the very first episode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you think we've gotten that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so to me, He Who Comes to the Dawn will be Rand coming back from Ruidian.
Well, no, not even that, because
exactly.
in the books, it's he finds out basically at the Stone of Tyr.
He finds out, but I don't think that. I think that in my head, he is already going to be in the waste. He's going to go into Ruidian if it happens, and he will come back with dragon scales on his arms.
See, I think
during that episode.
The more and more I think about it, I think it's right. I think it's going to open up with Rand and Moiraine arguing.
Yeah,
which is what's supposed to happen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Moraine's going to say to Rand, "Don't listen to them. Nowhere in any of the prophecies that I read does it say that He Who Comes with the Dawn is anything to do with the Dragon Reborn, because he's going to start listening to Avienda and them, and he's going to start heading there."
Well, he hasn't met them yet.
Perfect sense to me.
Right?
Not only that, but I mean, each faction has their own prophecies, right? Yep. And in true Rand, fashion, he's taking on all the information, as opposed to Moiraine being blockheaded and only, going by what she knows.
Yep.
He's listening to everybody and merging it all together.
And instead of the argument of Rand, don't go take all the Aiel to the Westland, it's going to be the argument of Rand going to the Aiel in the first place.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen. And
Lottie makes a good point. Here Comes with the Dawn will be the finale because it is when he shows off the tattoo and gets the Aiel behind him. Unless it happens mid-season, Lottie. Lottie, we like to potty. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. Little slick Rick.
I think, okay, so here's my thoughts. I think that He Who Comes with the Dawn is early in the season.
Me too.
And to race the shadow might be toward the end. Because Golden Eyes is definitely going to be, I want to say to the beginning, A Question of Crimson is just a filler. I say filler, but I mean, it's just middle of the...
Only a Lida, right?
I mean, if we're going by the books strictly, then the Road to the Spear is before He Who Comes with the Dawn.
Right.
And Golden Eyes is literally at the last one.
What about Tel'aran'rhiod? Do you think they introduced Tel'aran'rhiod at the end of the season and open it up for season 4?
Book, they were talking about Tel'aran'rhiod and the Stone of Tyr the most when she went to sleep and met Amis.
Right.
Will Egwene study with the Aiel?
Blinded Fool, I don't know. I don't think was it. He was asking if the Race of Shadows already confirmed as episode 1. I don't know.
I don't know if anyone can find that. Pop a link up, and we'll talk
let's
about
assume it is. It's the first one. Let's assume it is. That's fine. They're that's fine with me. But it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the Aiel or with Elida, which seem to be the primary focuses of this season, right? I don't see anything that focuses on Elida.
Maybe Seeds of Shadow. Seeds of Shadow. The turmoil in the tower.
If Elida's a dark friend, I'm throwing my shoe.
Well, it doesn't have to be a dark friend. She can just be manipulated by the dark, right?
And that's exactly what happened. In Seeds of the Shadow in the books when Patton Fane was corrupting people.
Yeah.
All right. So, how many of these are actual chapter titles?
So, Seeds of Shadow is chapter 1. It says here. Janie says, "Race of the Shadow" was originally when Matt was racing to Tyr to get to the girls. I love our chat. You guys are.
Yeah, they're on it. They're on it for sure.
More than us.
Single one.
Well, not more than Jansen.
Yeah, A Question of Crimson sounds like some Camelin shit. So we still have not met Morghese. We still not have met Gawain or Galad. And is this where we're going to meet Elida?
Didn't they just have a reveal for somebody else joining season 3?
I don't.
A handsome gentleman who I actually thought might have been Gabriel. He looks like a Gabriel. Anyways.
Like an older, distinguished man?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find what series.
So, I mean, the thing is, though, A Question of Crimson is from the Fires of Heaven and it's about the dress that Luca wants Nynaeve to wear.
Yeah. What chapter is that exactly, Jensen?
I don't know. 35?
Okay.
11D.
Fact check that.
11.5.
11.5.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna pop this up here real quick. You can bring it up if you want.
So let me ask you.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, that does look like a Gareth Bryn to me.
I mean, either that. No, not a Gareth. Well, maybe a Gareth Bryn or a Gabriel, or depending on how tall he is, a Samael.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it just depends. It could be, but he's cast for season 3. They actually had a few people cast. Let me go back.
It kind of looks like you a little bit. Like,
listen, he's got hair.
Yeah, I mean,
anybody with hair trumps
more.
me.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It could be a wig.
These guys are also season 3.
That's obviously a wig.
All right, is this Gawain and Galad?
No, I think these are. I think these are Aiel. I think these are Aiel.
I think you might be right.
I think they're Gaul, not Gaul, but
not Ruark. Oh Ruark. God! Oh no! Who's Ruark? young lad?
No, I think the guy on the left.
Yeah.
I think the first guy
Maybe.
is Pedro Nail.
You think this is Pedro Nail?
The
He's
first
kind of
one,
young.
The other guy.
No, the first guy you showed.
Dude,
yeah.
he's too young to be freaking Pedro Nail.
Well,
Maybe Carradine?
Huh?
Hakeem?
Yeah, I think that might be Pedro Nail.
Ooh, that would suck. Because in my mind, Pedro Nail reminded me of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, to be honest with you.
Excellent.
Oh, that wild-haired
Smithers.
Hey, that wild-haired guy could be cooling in, like Patrick Lightbody says. I'm hoping.
Cooling it? Maybe. This guy on the right or the
Oh
left?
no, the dude with the goatee. You never trust a goatee.
Hey.
Oh, but no, yours
bullshit
is
is that?
full. Yours just like goes down like to your collarbone.
All right, who is this?
I'm thinking, well, no, because Lanfear would be unless she Lanfear in disguise, maybe.
No.
Oh.
I don't know who these people are. They're hold on. There's first Sea Folk. All right, so Sea Folk.
Oh, sea folk lady.
So Windfinder, Patui, Kamala, Chimi Ching Bang, whatever.
I'm sorry. Can you pronounce that again?
Patui, Chimi Chang, Pram, Windfinder. I don't know. They have weird names.
You know who I think the Windfinder? You know who it's going to be? I'm telling you, because they're changing the story and they're going to appeal to people.
Is it going to be the one that becomes a ghost that gets to Tarvalon? Huh?
I think it's going to be Taylene.
You think?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
They have to have this story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's the perfect age. She's going to be at the last battle. I think she may be Taylene, and the reason she's going to be the reason why the girl.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Yeah. Apparently, she's a model of. Model of Malagasy, Swiss, and Italian heritage, which is one hell of a mix.
What is Malagasy?
I believe it's African.
Why are you asking me that?
Oh, well, because you said it.
I pronounced it, I think, properly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't read it. Sorry.
I don't think it's Madagascar. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I've never heard
Hold on. God damn it.
Below her has to be a.
Oh, because we call us Michiganders, so maybe if you're from Mali, you're a Malagasy.
You think that's a Mies?
Savannah?
Amy.
Region is Africa. Madagascar. Holy shit, I was right.
Malagasy is, if you're from Madagascar, you are Malagasy?
Yeah, Malagasy is an Austronesian language and dialect continuum spoken in Madagascar. Man.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, she could be Tuon.
You think they have better lighting?
Who?
On a photo.
Jenny
This
says,
one?
too young famous. I agree.
You think this is, what's up?
Oh, and she says, too young for Amos.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to be Tuon. We already know who Fail is, right? They've already shown Fail.
Have they?
Yeah. It was a slip, and the actress freaking got really upset that somebody she forgot her script somewhere or something, and somebody posted it, and she was incredibly embarrassed, and yeah.
You know what? Your only friend is your dog.
I'm telling you, that's why, people suck, man. Like the way they do things, you have to keep them private if you want to have a production, man. Like you want people to be excited and surprised.
Do we think Forsaken or Aes Sedai?
Or let's see a couple Forsaken.
For
maybe
this woman,
right? What about Melindra?
Ooh, I can see Melinda. Oh, yeah. Is Matt going to the waist?
No clue. All right, I'm out of here. I'm done with not out of here, but done with this.
I do actually have to leave very soon. I have to go get my wife at the airport. She's coming back from a death penalty conference in Berkeley, and I got to pick her up.
I hope she was anti.
What conference?
She's a criminal defense attorney.
A death penalty conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to avoid it and still get away with your crimes.
We just, as Americans, since the death penalty was reinstated by the Supreme Court, we just hit 1,600 people put to death by our federal government.
Yeah.
No, state governments too.
There's a lot
we've had
going
like
on.
5 this week. Let's chill the fuck out. We don't know everything. Just hold off. Right?
Yeah. It seems like a simple solution, a simple equation. If you can get it wrong once, it should never be possible for the state to take a life.
Yeah.
The possibility of getting it wrong is just too great. And
the G7,
you rob that person of time to for like even literally technology has improved and we've gotten people out of death row through DNA, which was not available back when they were arrested in the 60s and 70s. So it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Also, a huge thing is.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Another huge thing is before we wrap up, a T's and P's to everyone who's affected by the hurricanes. We know that Tom DeSimone is literally helping out friends whose homes was destroyed. We saw pictures. It is devastating. So keep your hearts out, and if you can help out, I'm sure there's charities out there. Jansen, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you want to plug before you leave?
Other than I want everybody to love each other. It's too short of a life not to, guys.
Yeah.
I've had 3 friends pass away the past month.
Oh man,
sorry to hear that.
Very close friend had a heart attack as well. So, a lot of things aren't as important as you think they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want everyone to plug each other. Tavarin, do you have anything you want to promote? I put up your Redbubble in chat, so if anyone wants to look at all the great T-shirts and designs that he has on his Redbubble, go for it. We also have Tavarin's YouTube channel, which is starting to pick up steam, so I'm going to put that in the chat.
Really
Everyone should go and support Tavern's YouTube channel. Is there anything coming up that you want to tell everybody about?
There's a couple of things coming up. Tomorrow we're doing episode 7 of the Rings of Power, discussion and chat with Megmaz. And then we also do Knights Who Say Chill, our D&D campaign. While Critter is away having babies.
Whatever.
Wheel and Chill. Yeah, like I can make a human in my body. Whatever. Wheel and Chill has moved to my channel temporarily, but I have other things on there. We also have our monthly stream and show called The Wheel of Time Drunken Spelling Bee, which will be happening October 12th. We've had 2 episodes already. The October one is coming up on the 12th, and it will have Sulin, London River, and Wine Spring Cafe will be competing. And then in November, we have Tom from Dragonmount, Skeeter from Discord and other places, and Light Blinded Fool.
Hey, those are fun lineups, man.
Yeah. And sometime next year, I'm hoping to have puppets on the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, our rider is extensive.
You can't handle the TRUTH.
I will listen. I know you're into it. I'll bring Velcro.
All right, everyone. Thank you for another amazing show. We love you all. Everyone, run for your lives. This is The Way of the Leaf.